My dear students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video I am explaining MBA first semester. Subject Economics for Managers. Important short questions and answers. Let's start quick revision. First unit. First important short question is: what is managerial economics? Managerial economics is the application of economic principles to business decision-making. It helps managers make choices that improve efficiency and profitability. For example, if a company wants to decide how much to charge for a product, managerial economics looks at factors like cost, competition, and demand. It also helps businesses plan production, pricing, and investment strategies. By using economic tools, it enables managers to understand market behavior, control costs, and maximize profit. In short, it combines economic theory with practical business strategies to make better decisions. Next important short question is: what is opportunity cost? Give example. Opportunity cost is the value of what you give up when you choose one option over another. For example, if you decide to spend your evening studying instead of going out with friends, the opportunity cost is the fun and time you lose by not socializing. It's about understanding what you sacrifice when making a choice. Opportunity cost applies to both money and time, helping people make better decisions by considering what they're losing when they pick one option over another. Next important short question is: what do you understand by discounting principle? The discounting principle is the idea that money today is worth more than the same amount in the future. This is because you can invest it or use it now to earn more. For example, if you are given a choice of receiving $100 now or $100 in 1 year, you'd prefer the $100 today because you could earn interest or invest it. Businesses use this principle to determine the present value of future cash flows, helping them make decisions on investments or projects. It helps evaluate the worth of future money in today's terms. Next important short question is: explain about equi-marginal principle. The equi-marginal principle states that to maximize satisfaction or profit, you should distribute your resources so that the marginal benefit, extra value you get from each option is equal. For example, if you have $20 to spend on 2 products, you should spend it in a way that the additional value you get from the last dollar spent on each product is the same. This helps you use your resources most efficiently. In simple terms, it's about getting the most value by balancing how you spend or invest your resources. Next, second unit. Second unit. First important question is: utility. Utility is the satisfaction or pleasure you get from consuming a product or service. For example, if you are hungry, eating a sandwich gives you high utility because it satisfies your hunger. However, if you eat more sandwiches when you are already full, the utility you get decreases. In simple terms, utility shows how much benefit or enjoyment you get from something. People make choices based on maximizing their utility, and businesses use this idea to understand customer preferences and set prices. The goal is to get the most value from the resources you have. Next important short question is: define demand. Demand is the amount of a product or service that people are willing and able to buy at different prices. For example, If the price of ice cream is low, more people may want to buy it, so demand is high. If the price is high, fewer people might buy it, meaning demand is low. In simple terms, demand shows the relationship between price and how much people want to buy. Understanding demand helps businesses set prices and decide how much to produce based on what customers are willing to buy at different price levels. Next important short question is, what is law of demand? The law of demand says that when the price of a product goes up, people will buy less of it, and when the price goes down, people will buy more, assuming everything else stays the same. For example, if the price of coffee increases, people may buy less coffee because it's more expensive. But if the price of coffee drops, more people might buy it because it's cheaper. In simple terms, the law of demand shows that price and demand have an opposite relationship. Higher prices usually lead to lower demand and lower prices lead to higher demand. Next important short question is, define cross-elasticity of demand and state its importance. Cross-elasticity of demand measures how the demand for one product changes when the price of another product changes. For example, if the price of butter increases, people might buy more margarine instead, showing a positive cross-elasticity because they are substitutes. If the price of cars rises, the demand for gas might decrease, showing negative cross-elasticity because they are complements. This concept helps businesses understand how changes in prices of related products can affect demand, helping them set better prices and make strategic decisions. Next, third unit. First important short question is, define production function. A production function is a way of showing how different inputs, like labor, machines and raw materials, are used to produce output, goods or services. It helps businesses understand how changing the amount of resources affects production. For example, if a car factory hires more workers and uses more machines, the production function shows how much more cars can be made. In simple terms, it shows the connection between what goes into production, inputs, and what comes out, output, helping businesses use their resources more efficiently to increase production. Next important short question is, what is equilibrium? Equilibrium is a situation where supply and demand are perfectly balanced, so there is neither a shortage nor a surplus of goods. For example, if a store sells 100 shirts and sets the price at a point where exactly 100 customers want to buy them, the market is in equilibrium. If the price is too high, fewer customers will buy, creating a surplus. If the price is too low, more customers will want to buy, causing a shortage. Equilibrium ensures that the right amount of goods are available at the right price, keeping the market stable. Next important short question is, learning curve. A learning curve shows how the time or cost of completing a task decreases as you do it more often. For example, if you are learning to ride a bike, the first time might take a lot of effort, but as you practice, you get better and faster. In business, this means that the more a company produces a product, the less it costs to make each additional item. In simple terms, a learning curve represents improvement over time, showing that experience leads to greater efficiency and lower costs. Next important short question is, ISO cost curve. An ISO cost curve shows all the possible combinations of two inputs, like labor and capital, that a business can use for a given cost. For example, if a company has $200 to spend, the ISO cost curve shows different combinations of workers and machines it can afford within that budget. If labor becomes more expensive, the company can afford fewer workers, and the curve shifts. Essentially, the ISO cost curve helps businesses understand how to use their budget efficiently to get the best mix of resources for production. Next, fourth unit. Fourth unit. First important short question is virtual markets. Virtual markets are online platforms where people buy and sell products or services. For example, websites like Amazon, eBay, or Etsy are virtual markets. Sellers list their goods and buyers can browse and purchase them from anywhere with internet access. These markets operate digitally, meaning no physical store is needed. Virtual markets make it easy for businesses to reach customers worldwide and for consumers to shop from home. They also provide a variety of options and often offer better deals or convenience compared to traditional stores. Next important short question is monopoly. A monopoly is when one company or organization is the only provider of a product or service, meaning there's no competition. For example, if a city has only one water company, that company has a monopoly over water supply. Since there are no other choices, the company can control prices and the quality of the service. Monopolies can be bad for consumers because they might lead to higher prices and fewer choices. Governments often regulate monopolies to ensure fair prices and to prevent companies from taking advantage of their position. Next important short question is oligopoly. Oligopoly is a market structure where a small number of large companies control most of the market. These companies sell similar products and their decisions, like prices or marketing, affect each other. For example, in the car industry, companies like Toyota, Ford, and Honda dominate the market. If one company lowers its prices, the others may follow too. Stay competitive. Oligopolies can limit competition, but companies often focus on marketing and innovation to attract customers. The market is influenced by both cooperation and competition among the few major players. Next important short question is agriculture market law. Agriculture market laws are rules that regulate the buying and selling of farm products. These laws aim to ensure fair prices, prevent exploitation, and support farmers. For example, some countries have minimum support prices, which guarantee farmers a minimum price for their crops, preventing them from being forced to sell at low prices. These laws also regulate market behavior, such as preventing unfair trading practices by middlemen. In simple terms, agricultural market laws help create a fair, transparent environment where farmers can sell their products fairly and consumers can access quality goods at reasonable prices. Next, fifth unit. Fifth unit. First important short question is what is macroeconomics? Macroeconomics is the study of the overall economy, focusing on large-scale factors like national income, inflation, unemployment, and economic growth. For example, if a country is experiencing high inflation, macroeconomics helps understand why prices are rising and how it affects the economy. It looks at the bigger picture, such as government policies, trade, and the economy's performance as a whole. In simple terms, macroeconomics helps explain how the entire economy works and how changes in things like government spending or interest rates can impact the country's financial health. Next important short question is: define national income. National income is the total value of all goods and services produced within a country in a given time period, usually a year. It includes the earnings of individuals, businesses, and the government. For example, if a country produces cars, food, and provides services like healthcare, the total value of all these things added together is its national income. This measure helps show the overall economic health of a country and how wealth is being created and shared among its people. It's important for making decisions about policies and economic growth. Next important short question is: define budget. A budget is a plan that shows how much money you have and how you will spend it. It helps you manage your finances by listing income, like salary, and expenses, like rent, food, and savings. For example, if you earn $2,000 a month, you might budget $800 for rent, $300 for food, and $100 for savings. The goal is to make sure you don't spend more than you earn and to save money for future needs. In simple terms, a budget helps you stay in control of your money and avoid financial problems. Next important short question is: briefly present various types of inflation. There are three main types of inflation. 1. Demand pull inflation happens when demand for goods and services exceeds supply, pushing prices higher. For example, if many people want to buy a popular phone, the price increases. 2. Cost push inflation occurs when production costs rise, causing businesses to raise prices. For instance, if oil prices go up, transportation costs rise, leading to higher prices for goods. 3. Built-in inflation is when workers demand higher wages due to rising prices, which leads companies to increase prices to cover costs, creating a cycle. Each type of inflation can make goods and services more expensive.